Hello, everyone. Welcome to TD Board Gamers. My name is Dave.
I'm Dirk.
And today we want to do a quick little video about Con of Heroes 2025.
So
So,
that's coming up in about what, two
weeks. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
2 weeks
weeks.
of the day of this recording will be day 2 of the convention. So, as far as our channel goes, we've gotten together this weekend and we've recorded some videos, which might get us to pretty close to before we leave. And then we are going to bring one of the cameras and hopefully we can, record some stuff with people. But also, at a minimum, we'll do like shorts like we did last year and things like that. So, and the Silk Hero Pack and the Black Panther Shuri Hero Pack should be coming out the Friday at the convention. So we'll be playing those at the convention and then we'll have to do an unboxing and all the game breakdowns.
It was the first day of the con as well, and so everybody was scrambling to get decks built for the games.
Yeah.
So we're going to hopefully have our ideas already kind of pre-set up as much as we can.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
By that time we think we'll know all the cards.
But when we did, actually, they're probably on. My guess is they're probably on Marvel CDB by now, because.
You think? Okay.
All right.
Check it out.
Anyways, we're going to go over the con for people that are curious about it. So this is the Con of Heroes page, which is kind of part of the Hall of Heroes. People are hosting it, I believe. And so Con of Heroes is a 3-day convention from May 2nd to May 4th, and it's in
Roseville,
Minnesota. It's at I forget the name of the town. Roseville, yeah. So this picture here is the games center. This is where it's hosted, and you can't see it on this
lot with FFG.
Yeah, you can't see it on this picture, but if we would do like a Google Maps pan around to the left, you would see the building where Fantasy Flight is. So yeah, they share a parking lot. So last year, Tony and Caleb, they stopped by, and a couple of the other FFG employees, and yeah, it was great. So it's also the same place where they do Arkham Knights and Con of the Rings. If people have heard of those conventions, they're at the same place. So basically Arkham Knights and Con of the Rings have been around for a few years. People say, what about Marvel? And so the Kennedy Hawk from the YouTube channel Marvel Champions Monthly decided to make a convention for Marvel Champions, and he has some of his friends that are helping him. And I think, they're all from Marvel Champions Monthly originally. So the first con we had was May 20th, 22nd of 2022. That's the same day that Nova and Ironheart came out. And that's what Dirk was mentioning, where, there was sort of a mad dash, and that's where Dirk's infamous Nova deck came into play.
That's the one that brought Maria into play 11 times in a single game.
Yeah. So,
or in a single turn. I'm sorry, single turn.
Single turn. Yeah. So
Maria came in.
If you've seen some of our videos where Dirk's talking about his Maria recursion that was spawned at Con of Heroes. So yeah, this will be the 4th year. So what we're going to do is we'll kind of go over the schedule of events here. So the con is May 2nd, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. May 3rd, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then May 4th is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And this is Central Time. So, because it's in Minnesota, obviously. And then there's like a packing list breakdown. Sure, we'll go over that. So there's some custom scenarios. So this is like, if you don't want to bring your entire collection, they're recommending you do this minimum. So
as far as decks, they did basically just tell you to bring a few hero decks that you want to play, but they want you to include at least one hero that uses aerial cards that would not typically be able to use aerial. Now that's because one of the things they do at this con is they always have some custom content that MCM group Marvel Champions Monthly group does. And so they give you a custom standard set and a custom
Then there's like a
module.
campaign
Yeah.
module. There's some. Yeah, you'll see. We'll get to that, the goodie bag here in a minute. But they also say to bring the Thunderbolts, Mysterio, Risky Business, Sandman, Sinister Six, and 2 to 4 of your favorite scenarios.
Yeah, so the Mysterio through the Sinister Six stuff there, that's all content that comes up. It's related to challenge cards that will come up in the course of events.
Okay. And then you want to read off
for modular sets. Yeah, for modular sets, they want you to bring the Thunderbolts modular set, City and Chaos, Guerrilla Tactics, Power Drain, Weapon Master, Wrecking Crew, Personal Nightmare, and Symbiotic Strength. And some of those, again, will also come up as part of the challenges.
Right.
They come up throughout the.
So now you might be wondering, why am I only bringing 1 Thunderbolts when it's 1 per player plus 1? Well, that'll be answered with the content here. So we have Carnage. So Carnage scenario spoilers. So these spoilers recap what we've seen across different YouTube channels. So MCM, Winning Hand, and Critical Encounters all had some videos about the YouTube channel, the Con of Heroes stuff. And this year, the team has designed an entirely new scenario for Con of Heroes epic multiplayer custom event. You'll be fighting against Carnage as he attempts to ascend to godhood. Carnage 1B is the multiverse version of this villain you'll fight in the first phase of this epic scenario, and we designed him as a repeatable villain you'll want to defeat many times.
Now, one of the things I do like that they've done in the past, we had the first year, it was an epic multiplayer to where everybody was basically fighting and everything counted together. But last year, the second year we did it, or last year, was they took and they split you up like into tables. So you had like 4 play groups per table, 3 to 4 play groups per table, and that was your universe. So they kind of do both different kinds. So it's kind of cool to see both of those. The way they're talking about it here, it sounds more like it's going to be the second one having a separate multiverse. So it sounds like they're probably going to do the 4 group one.
So you want to read the next paragraph?
Yeah, so he'll begin in play along with a few other cards. The environment's Here to Slay and side scheme Along Came Spider. And the main scheme will instruct you how to set up the encounter set for a single table or epic multiplayer. Multiple table modes. And you'll want to make sure to use the correct version of the card. So you'll have an A and a B version. I don't know if those are going to be an A with 2 sides and a B with 2 sides, or that's going to be a single card with 2 sides. That's kind of what I'm thinking. 1 card with an A and a B side, depending on if you're playing the singular table or a multiplayer or multi-table.
All right. Then we have Along Came a Spider is a repeatable side scheme that will let the multiverse gain Web Warrior tokens, allowing players to summon Web Warrior allies from across the multiverse. In the second phase of the encounter, if you want more details about the encounter's second phase and how Carnage and the players get upgrades in phase 2, check out MCM and Critical Encounters.
Right, and then when you attend the con, the fan-made custom pack includes not only this scenario, but extra goodies as well. So some of the things that we'll get is a 26-card scenario Carnage scenario.
So we're gonna get a 72. We're gonna get a 72 card pack.
Yeah, but basically we're getting a basically a full set here. Cards, but there'll be 6 Cultists of Carnage modular set, a 2-card Children of Carnage modular set. We'll get 12 new symbiote standard. So it sounds like this is going to be a new standard set targeted toward the symbiotes.
Yeah.
We'll get a 3-card campaign series, 4 challenge cards. Those are the ones mentioned with the asterisk above. And then you'll get a 12-card shield-themed high-flying modular set. And it does sound like that goes to what we're doing on the second day. So the first...
we'll go over the daily.
Things, I think the first 4 things go for the Friday. Yeah, for Friday. And then the shield thing is for Saturday, I think. We'll get to that soon.
Okay. Let's quickly look at the high flying set, both standard sets spoiled on Winning Hands YouTube channel. And this set includes unique setup cards for players to build their decks around. The shield theme set gives each player access to a shield jetpack, which provides every character with access to the aerial trait. So that's what earlier they're talking about, having aerial cards for a hero that doesn't normally get aerial.
Now, they did have, and we'll get to it in just a second, but just so you're not concerned about it, if you did choose an aerial character, you could still get something out of the jetpack.
Yeah, that's what the next bonus paragraph talks about.
So don't worry, characters that already have it. So it's talking about aerial. Also gain a bonus. If you've ever wanted to play a Drax with a very high vertical knife leap, or Miss Marvel flying in the sky, now is your chance. With many other goodies in store for the con, I hope you've enjoyed this year's con spoiler season, and I can't wait to see you all there. Best regards, Kennedy Hawk. So Kennedy Hawk, yes, we can't wait to see you there.
All right. So then they previewed a few of the cards. So here's the Shield Jetpack. It's a double-sided card. Shield Tech bonded, uses 3 fuel counters. Hero action, exhaust this card and remove 1 fuel counter from it. Your identity gains the aerial trait until the end of the round. If you already have the aerial trait, choose a basic power instead, and your identity gets +1 for that basic power until the end of the round. So yeah, so you got Ariel, you got Ariel with Phoenix, and she's restrained. You could have a 4 thwart natural.
All right, and so the other side of that is the grounded card. It is also an attachment, and this is a condition. Setup is bonded, but after the hero, as a forced response, after the hero phase begins, your identity loses the aerial trait. So it is possible for, even if you have it by default, that you lose it completely while you're grounded here. And as a hero action, you can spend either mental or strength resource to flip this card over.
Right, back to this jetpack site. Okay.
Yep.
Now, I'm not sure to be able to read this with the monitor so far away, but we got a side scheme here. Along came a...
I can read it if you need me to.
Yeah, I don't want to zoom it up because then it'll get covered up.
All right, let me go ahead.
Let me just see if I can...
Along came a spider. It's calling all spider friends out there. We need your help. We have to stop carnage. So as it comes in with 3 threat per player, and it does have an acceleration token on it, but when this side scheme would be defeated, place a web warrior counter on this side scheme. Then place 3 threat per player on this side scheme instead of defeating it. So this is what they were talking about, how it's one that stays around.
And what kind of symbol is that, Dirk?
Pardon?
What kind of symbol is that printed on that card?
What did I say?
You haven't said it. I don't think you said what it was.
I said acceleration.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Rats. I was trying to see if I can catch them.
Okay, and then on the A side of this, so on the back side for the setup, the main scheme, the main scheme, gathering the spiders. Do we only have one side of this one? I guess we only have one side of this show.
This page, apparently. That's fine.
So look out, heroes. Carnage is on the loose. Stop it from gathering souls around the multiverse. If he assembles enough cultists, he may ascend to godhood, so that's what he's trying to do here. But the contents of it is Carnage 1 and 2, and Carnage 3 and 4 if you're playing Expert mode. You have Carnage, Symbiote Standard, Cultists of Carnage, and 2 modular sets. They do recommend Children of Carnage and Symbiotic Strength, which is, I'm sure, what we'll be using at the con. For setup, you remove the Carnage Symbiote attachment from the game. If playing in a single table mode, remove the B side cards from the encounter contents. If playing in multiverse mode, remove the A side cards instead. You put the scenario environment here to slay in play, along with, or find the along came a spider side scheme and reveal that. And then you find the 7 Web Warrior ally cards and shuffle them into a Web Warrior deck. So they haven't actually revealed to us exactly how we're going to be able to summon them. We know it's going to have something to do with these Web Warrior counters, but I don't know if it's going to be you have to have a number of counters to match their cost, or if they have specific counter costs, because I'm assuming they did not tell us to bring anything that had Web Warriors, and it sounds like these are all specific to this scenario.
Yeah, so I think these are going to be unique Web Warrior ally cards that are in the package that we're going to get.
So that's my guess, is instead of a standard casting cost where you pay for resources, you'll instead have to pay a certain number of web counters.
Right.
to get one out.
Yes, because it didn't say to bring your Web Warrior ally. So like the Silk ally or, Spider-Man, hobby or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that it would kind of suck a little bit if somebody only had a few sets and didn't have, but maybe 2 or 3 web warriors. So how are they going to have 7?
Yeah.
They have to find somebody that has them to play a game with.
Yeah, I think Sinister's motive might be out of print. I'm not sure. Okay, so then we got we got stage 1 of Carnage. So he's 2 scheme, 2 attack, a symbiote criminal, force response. After Carnage attacks and defeats an ally, place 1 cultist counter on the here to slay objective. When defeated, remove 3 threat per player. From Along Came a Spider. Then heal Carnage to full health instead of defeating him. So he's one of those, doesn't go away. He has 9 hit points per player. And Along Came a Spider is a repeatable one as well. So every time that one gets removed, so you defeat Carnage, you automatically clear out Along Came a Spider, which would give you a Web Warrior counter. So that's pretty cool.
Automatically clear it out.
No, it says remove 3 threat per player. It comes, assuming you master plan or something has an added extra on there, because it only has 3 threat per player. So it's enough to wipe it clean unless, more threats been added to it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So that, I'm scrolling up. I don't know. Dirk might be on a different page. So I'm going to switch to the schedule tab.
Okay.
All right. So schedule. All right. So we went over the Con of Heroes, packing list. Okay. So 2025 events, all times are Minnesota local time, with Central, of course. So Thursday, May 1st, 2025. So this is the day before the con at 7:30 p.m. There's a hotel meetup. Join us in kicking off the Con of Heroes at the Doubletree Hotel right next to the Game Center. Organizers and content creators alike will be meeting in the lobby to get some games going late into the night. So this is, there is a back way from the hotel's parking lot to the Game Center's parking lot.
Over.
Yeah, it's one parking lot over. However, so there's a way that you can walk to it, but by street, you actually have to kind of go around the corner. So it's not quite next door unless you're just walking from the hotel to the Game Center. But the Doubletree is very, very close. All right, Friday.
I want to assume I lost audio for a minute, so I don't know.
Oh, I did Thursday. I got done with Thursday.
Okay.
So
you did Thursday. Okay, so Friday, so at noon, the Game Center will open. So that's when the con will officially open, is at noon. And we'll start doing check-in and everything else. Our first event is going to be at 2 p.m. We'll do the Shadowy Justice Like Lightning. So you'll team up with fellow champion players for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Thunderbolt scenario. But instead of choosing 5 Elite Thunderbolt modular sets for a 4-player game, you'll choose one and then shuffle each player's Nemesis set in. So your Nemesis is actually going to become a Thunderbolt. Each Nemesis minion gains Elite, if they didn't already have it, and the Thunderbolt trait, along with 10 hit points. What that tells me is don't play Phoenix.
Yeah.
And can you take down the new Thunderbolts? So the new Thunderbolts, I'm actually kind of really excited about this one. This one sounds really fun. And I do like the idea of using your Nemesis as additional Thunderbolts. And I don't know, we might even try that, separate,
But it's kind of I'm assuming that you're following the normal scenario rules so that you would actually be engaged with your Nemesis in the beginning of the game. Instead of being shuffled in, you're shuffling the rest of the Nemesis set in. And they also traits along with 10 additional hit points. I assume that's 10 additional hit points.
And gain 10 hit points. So.
Yeah. Gains Elite Thunderbolts along with 10 hit points. Okay. And then, so of course, your Nemesis will be able to utilize the healing setup, environment card that's in that scenario. So that's kind of annoying, but it's actually kind of fun. You guys like when we finally get Falcon and Winter Soldier and everybody, we're going to have 10 Thunderbolt modular sets, but now technically you've got another 60 some modular sets because of everybody's Nemesis set, following these rules. So now you have like 70 or so probably different scenarios or modular sets that you could do with this scenario with these rules.
Yeah. Yeah, and I really like the addition of this, because that means a lot of the times, or most of the modulars, or not modulars, most of your nemesis sets are targeted toward you as a player. So then you're guaranteed to have a thunderbolt in the game that's going to actually do something specifically to hurt you.
Right.
So I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right.
Right. Then we've got that, and at 4:30 we'll do Carnage in the Spider-Verse, and this is how we learn how to play and play against Carnage across the Spider-Verse. The entire con will kick off this custom fan scenario all about Carnage. Can the Con of Heroes 2025 take him down? This one's also playable with just a single table. That'll be the details on that'll be revealed later. So that is kind of the I think is that one the campaign's normally on Saturday, so that's just a
Right.
scenario.
But this yeah. So a lot of times on Friday, what they do is they have the whole convention versus something like 1 year we had Ultron where he just had like 100, a whole bunch of drones, and the goal was how many drones can we take down?
Yeah, I think it was a set number of drones per table or per player. And so we had to take all of them down, and everybody's count worked against each other.
Right.
So, I mean,
and I believe there were some people remotely as well, so.
Yeah, there were. That was cool because we had people in different states and stuff going out.
Yeah.
For that first one, I don't remember if we had anybody overseas.
Yeah, because in 2022, people were still, kind of reluctant to go live. I mean, we had to wear masks when we were in the convention area and stuff. So that was still kind of under the pandemic rules a little bit. All right. And then you want to read the last two things?
Yeah, the last couple of things. So 10 o'clock, the game store is going to close, Game Center. But then up until 1 o'clock, we have a room there at one of the banquet rooms there at the hotel that's open to us to play, and we can play there until 1 a.m. But however, we have noticed that people will still play out like in just the general areas. Like they'd rather us not be like just completely fill the lobby like we did the first year. So they've started letting us use one of those. But then after 1 o'clock, you'll still see some people out in the general lobby.
Yeah, because the lobby also there's local residents use it as like a bar, sometimes. So there was times where we would be gaming and then there would be people, having drinks, sharing
like a wedding going one.
Yeah, sometimes there's but this is during a weekend, so this is where there would be busy. All right, so Saturday, May 3rd, 10 a.m. Game Center opens. 10:30, we're going to play an up to 4 scenario campaign with your favorite scenarios. Watch out, the first 3 villains will get access to a symbiote suit from one of Carnage's offsprings. Maybe, if we stop them, they can help the heroes out instead. So that'll be interesting to see, like, if you cannot have a symbiote suit in your deck originally and then you earn them. Well, we don't know. 5 p.m.
Do something a little different.
Yeah. Or there's a custom symbiote suits. Yeah. 5 p.m. So it could be like the third Venom movie where each symbiote had like unique powers, which is kind of cool. 5 p.m. is a group photo. 9 p.m. the Game Center closes. And then again, we can game till 1 a.m. at the Joanna Room, which is one of the ballrooms at the Doubletree.
Yeah, this one, I mean, so it doesn't sound like there's as much going on, but it's a full campaign. Basically, we're doing with 4 scenarios, or up to 4 scenarios. So you can do less if you want, but we try to get the full thing in. But this will pretty much probably take most of the day. Yeah. And if not, there's always pickup games.
Well, we have 10:30 to 9. I mean, they will make us pause, for the group photo, but then you can just resume your game, your campaign after that.
Yeah.
All right, then Sunday.
Okay, for Sunday, from 10 a.m. to close, and I think, closes at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
This is just community engagement day, so this is a good chance for you to play with the hosts of the con or other content creators. We'll be there. We'll be looking for people to play with during this as well, so feel free, if you're there, come looking for us. We'll be happy to play. Right. But kids can attend for free on Sunday. And they want to bring families out. They'd love to see families playing the game together. And we have seen that. We know a couple, father sons that come together or whatever. So yeah, it's great fun. We on the cruise this last year, we taught a family to play this game.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah.
So 10. So Sunday is a good day for that. But if you have a a group of like two, say, or one or two, and you want, for like the Friday event or the Saturday event, because they kind of want to set it up for 4 players. So if you find us at the con and you say, hey, can me and my friend, we want to join you guys for the Shadowy Justice event on Friday, it'd be like, hey, great, sure, so we'll do the Thunderbolt scenario, the two of us and the two of you will all team up, and we'll take on the Thunderbolts together as a group, and then the 4:30 we could do that with another group, and then Saturday the campaign, that's an all day commitment, but hey, we get another group of 2 people that want to, 1 or 2 people that want to join. Hey, that's great. All right, another thing they do.
Here they say other non-champion games will also be played throughout the day.
Yeah.
Typically, the other games have been played out in the game area, and they haven't called it out specifically. So I don't know if they're bringing those into the con area this time. If they're still separating them, I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring the Lord of the Rings trick taking game. If somebody wants to try that, find us on Sunday.
You've got to feed the addiction.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is more Marvel Champions weekend, but yeah, I'll probably bring the Lord of the Rings trick taking game. I might bring like Star Wars Duel or something. It'll be the Star Wars deck building that Caleb did. I haven't decided what games I'm going to bring yet. All right, but they have another thing here called the Shield Headquarters.
We are not bringing Arkham Horror, the card game, because that's just too many cards to bring.
Yeah, my suitcase is going to be, my suitcase is going to be dedicated to Marvel Champions by itself, pretty much. And then I'll have a carry-on bag for my clothes. Shield Headquarters. So, Con of Heroes will be providing a table of assorted players and scenario cards free of charge for players to use. This ensures that everyone has a full experience regardless of how much of the products you own. Attendees can take the cards at will, return them, keep them throughout the weekend, or keep them after the con. The choice is yours. Cards availability and stock will depend on how many people partake. Below is a sample pass. So, the nice thing is, like, you forget a card, or it's like, oh, I need, a one way or another to put in my deck, and I forgot to bring it, maybe you can find it and borrow it for the con, or, take it home with you. Obviously, obviously they want you to be a little limited. Like if you're going to go, oh, look, there's Captain America, the hero pack. Maybe I'll take that. I don't think they're going to appreciate that, but taking, grabbing, but maybe, I don't know. I kind of doubt that the out of print stuff will be there, or very many of them there, because but
the great thing about it is, since a lot of people don't bring their entire collections, or they don't own the entire collection, and there was that list of different modular packs they said to bring, and some not everybody may have them, so you can always go and just borrow it from the Shield HQ and return it when you're done.
Yeah, or it's like, oh, I forgot to bring a standard set. They didn't say that. Of course, we got a new standard set, but
we had a guy 1 year lost a copy of one of his cards. He did turn up finding it later, but he couldn't find it during the con, and so he just went and used the one from the HQ, and then just dropped it back off when he was done.
Right, yeah. He had left it at home or something, I believe. All right, then they have raffles, which is cool. Attendees will be eligible to win prizes from our con raffles, including promos, a few full games, and other items. Raffles will be called each day. You must be present to claim your raffle. Below is a sample of prior raffles. So they're just showing like image. So like you see, there's copy of Arkham Horror, revised, Galaxy's Most Wanted. I don't know. That looks like I think that's
unmatched.
Is that unmatched? Okay.
That's unmatched.
Yeah. Then there's like a couple of Etsy hero boards. Some different cards. Sometimes they have like comic books. Some of the previous Con of Heroes.
There's some custom made heroes and stuff up there, it looks like.
Yeah.
A lot of those are custom artwork. Or one thing we've seen in the past is some of like the German promos.
Yeah.
That we've seen those there before.
Yeah. All right. So that was
the player match and the comic books were kind of cool.
That was the schedule. So
the print and play. There you go. Go to the print and play.
Print and play. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. So every year, like we said, that they do some custom content for it. Well, so what they've got here is if you haven't made one of the previous ones, you can always go here and print and play, custom. There you get them and they're actually printed cards, and they have a custom back on them, so that, they can be differentiated.
I don't.
But
think
here
they
you
show
can just print out the cards, do print and play, and they've got all of the content they've done from the previous cons. So you could get examples of stuff that we played in the past there.
Yeah, I
And
don't,
we've had all of these, and there's a couple of these. There's that cinematic universe one is fun. One of the ones that I had the most fun with, let me find it, which is the Tough Choices modular set. Go to that one. That one was one of my favorite.
yeah. Well, I just kind of scrolling pretty. Yeah. So
Go to the Tough Choices one. That's one of my favorite.
yeah. Well, before I do that, I wanted to go over one quick thing. I think it's on the top. Oh, so last year they had shapeshifter. So there's stickers. So if you need more stickers, you can download that. But one of the things that if you get the dividers from Tesseract Games, they just did Con of Hero versions of those now. So you can actually have Tesseract dividers for your previous Con of Heroes. And
Oh yeah.
when we get closer to the con or after the con is over, there should be Con of Heroes 2025 cards. So every year, like I said, they have a standard set. So last year was standard decisions. And then if you want to have more standard options besides standard 1, 2, and 3, there you go. Tough choice. A couple of these we've done on the channel, but this was
the choice. Is what I like about that one is whatever you get it, you just draw a card, and if anybody else draws a card, they gotta hope that the bad thing. Everybody who's going to draws a card is going to have something bad happen to them. So you're getting something bad happen to you regardless. But then, do they share in it? Because it's peril, they don't know what it's going to be.
Right. But yeah, is that extra card draw worth it?
Worth the risk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Then this was last year's multiverse event, which basically there was like 3 rows of tables, like 4 tables in each row. And we had Rhino Claw, a multiverse version of Rhino Claw and Ultron. They had 10 hit points per player for the row. So we're talking like 12 players, or 16 players. That's how much health they have. And yeah, it was basically at the end of the round, there was ways where they moved. They moved from one group to the other, and the hit points traveled with them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we had to where they kind of bunched up on one group.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was because we did something wrong or just because that one group was just not having quite the luck getting through them. I don't remember exactly what caused that, but
yeah. Then we got so shape-shifted modular set. Is this the one that adds the stickers? Yeah. So this is like a legacy in a way, except you're not ripping up cards, but there's different stickers that can get attached to these cards. And then that card is permanently changed for the rest of you owning the cards.
Yeah. When revealed, choose a sticker.
Yeah. And so then, you choose a sticker and you put it on there, and then, you play this 5 years later and you still are affected by whatever sticker that you put on. So, and everybody's, copy of this modular set can become unique because you made different choices, when you first encountered it. So that's kind of cool.
And that's why they've got the extra sticker sheets instead, in case you wanted to print some more here, you could.
Yeah. And then we have Danger Room Training was one of the that was part of the campaign. And
here's the challenge cards from last year. And these are ones where they give you a setup, a little bit of a setup and the conditions that you have to play to be able to win the challenge. And I can't remember if
these were based
or if it was just bragging rights. I think it was just bragging rights.
Yeah. But this, if you want to make them a little harder. So this was based on the next evolution because, Age of Apocalypse, I think, had just came out when the Con of Heroes, or may not have been out yet. I don't remember. But so since Ages of Shield just came out, I'm assuming the challenge cards will probably be for Age of Apocalypse era cards for this year. Now, but this is Dirk's favorite.
It's not going to be the same card. the Here to Slay is not going to be the same as the one from this year's
Yeah.
scenario.
Yeah, this one's for Morlock Siege, but this is Dirk's favorite. If you want to make Juggernaut tougher because he's so easy, we actually played a game with a couple people, not at the hotel. Like after one of the nights, we played Juggernaut with this Unstoppable. We did like a little short. We have a short, where we talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, he was. I hated to see the fact that he was able to one-shot Deadpool on the first turn.
Yeah,
so that hurt.
All right, then we got 2023 cards. These are the challenge cards. So these were with Mutant Genesis, I believe.
Yeah, Sabretooth, Wolverine.
Yeah. Mutant Genesis cards.
World Wide Awake. That's it. Project Wide Awake. Yeah, some of those.
Each player constructs a deck. Okay, yeah. And then this was the campaign that we had. The standard set was called Standard Rivalry, which was all based on I don't remember. Is this the one? No, this is where you can get individual parts of your Nemesis set out. So like sometimes here it says reveal your set aside Nemesis minion. There's like one that does the side scheme, from your Nemesis set. So it was all about getting parts of your Nemesis set out, which was kind of interesting. Hits for hire, with the modular set. This was kind of fun. The Mojo Cinematic Universe. So this is another genre. So when you play Mojo with any of the Mojo scenarios, and it says because a genre, this is another genre. So you could use this
Mojo as an ally in this.
Yeah. And then we had the Multiverse Meltdown. So this was with another Kang and America Chavez. So this was interesting. She kind of jumped. We had one American Chavez, and she can jump around to different tables, I believe, if I remember right. But she comes and goes. She shows up, and then she can get defeated and go away and come back. And yeah, so that was.
I think it was each table had a version of her that could jump in and out, if I remember right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that might have been what it was. Maybe Kang. Yeah, I don't remember the multiverse. I think Kang's hit points might have been based on the whole group or something. Yeah, and then it came a little rule for that. And then the first year, so here's Con of Heroes 2022. The fun with this was we had so this is where they picked up, like Red Skull was scenario 1, they had the specifics heroes. One of the things that some people complained about was some of the campaign choices that they had made. So last year they said, you can pick any 4 scenarios that you want. This year they're doing the same thing. So they just have some rules that you follow, but you could choose whatever hero or whatever villain groups you want. So if you don't own everything, you're not like forced to hope that the Shield HQ has it or find somebody who owns the specific villain. So they learned their lesson. I still thought this was fun though.
No, it was fun. It was just there were some difficulties related. They took that as a learning opportunity, and they've done things to correct that now. So
this is a side scheme that Dirk loves. You discard your hand and then draw 4 cards.
Dave won't let me tear up his cards.
Nope. You can tear up your copy.
No, I teared up my copy.
Yeah, and then they had the scrolls, so that was kind of cool. So allies were actually scrolls in disguise. So that was this modular set. That was pretty fun. And here's an example of since they had to make a custom back so that it doesn't match the games specifically. Because
this one that says champions, you can use that one, but that Con of Heroes back is the one that they actually have printed on the official ones, or the ones that you get the printed copies of. And also, you notice the artwork. The artwork's a little bit different. It's a little bit more cartoonish, and that is actually done to easily differentiate it for licensing purposes.
Right. Yeah, I believe that was a request by Fantasy Flight, I think.
And actually, I think that request came for that mandate. That was a mandate that came down from Marvel, I think.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. I think it's I think it's in part of the contract.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that is this is Con of Heroes, which is page, which is part. I think it's you can get to it from Hall of Heroes, which is a site that we talked about before, which is a great site for resources, information on latest rulings and what sets different cards came from. It's pretty cool. All right. Well, anyways,
I'll take it real quick.
what? Oh, I don't know if you can still buy tickets. I don't know if you can still buy tickets.
Like they're aiming to get about 130 people, so I don't know if they still have seats left. But refunds are available. Or refunds are no longer available. So my guess is it's probably fairly locked in by now. And
Sold out.
The cut play mats, which I know that's locked down, so no longer able to get them. But that Carnage artwork that they show, that's actually what they're doing on the custom playmat, and they try to do the custom playmat every year. Has one. They try to do it with something related to the theme of the con scenario.
Right.
So that's been kind of cool.
Yeah. So unfortunately, they're sold out. So if you don't have your tickets already, but it was $65 for 3 days of gaming, or 2.5 days. Sunday is pretty
and then
light.
And they've got a deal with the DoubleTree Hotel, which, like I said, that's the one that's just a parking lot away. And as long as it's not raining, it's great. It's a short walk over there. So
yeah. So refunds it's already past the refunds. You can March 31st. So
well, they're sold out too. So
yeah.
Past refunds, you can't get the custom playmat order anymore. Although they do have some there. Well, they did last year. They had some extras.
Yeah, sometimes you can get the play mats from the previous years. Yeah. So anyways, that's Con of Heroes, the first weekend of May. That's where Dirk and I is going to be. If you are going to attend and want come by and say hi, if you want to join us for come and join us for some of the events, that would be amazing. And yeah, so because they try to have 4 players. So, obviously Dirk and I are just 2 players. So we actually have 2 chairs available for these different events if people want to jump in. So if you and a friend, or we find 2 solo people, that came by themselves and are looking for.
We did that a couple of years ago. We grabbed a couple of solo players.
Yep.
Players who were by themselves and had a game there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they thought about my one deck. That was the Scott Summers deck that didn't come up as one of those.
You got to put up with Dirk's shenanigans.
Silly deck ideas.
Yeah, and his mask. But okay. Anyways, so yeah, that's Con of Heroes. Definitely looking forward to it. You got any final thoughts?
No, other than the fact that like they said, we're definitely looking forward to it. We're looking forward to gaming together with people, talking to and gaming together with players that we've known from previous cons or from the community. We'd love to meet new people, talk to them, say hi, maybe talk Con of Heroes, or talk champions or anything else. I mean, yeah,
gaming related.
We always had a lot of fun. This is one of the ones that if I can't make any other con, I really like this one because I like how I like the fact that it's a real small, tight community. So I mean, you can game with a lot of different people. Everybody's really friendly. So
and
had a lot of fun here.
Hopefully, one year maybe we can make Arkham Knights. That would be cool.
That is one I'd really like. Although one thing I miss about the Arkham Knights they used to have, and I would love to have seen this. I'd love to seen this brought over to Con of Heroes, but it wasn't. Was the creation? What did they call it?
Oh no, I wasn't
creating a custom card.
No, I was actually not. Well, no, okay. I wasn't mentioning the FFG specifically. I guess they.
Oh, is that the FFG one?
That's the FFG one. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Forget I said anything.
Actually, maybe maybe the Arkham one's got a different name. I don't know. Arkham Knights is the one that FFG does. I was trying to Mythobusters, I think, or Mythbusters, I think it's called, or something. Was the fan created con? That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I don't think they're doing Arkham Knights anymore. They haven't done it for the last couple of years. So, all right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe. And
And if you want to see new content from us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you will get alerts whenever we post new videos.
all right. Thank you, everyone.